The first award for the afternoon is the Qimpro Gold Standard for Education. This category was first introduced in 2007. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Mrs. Promila Chandra Mohan, our 10th Qimpro Gold Standard for Education.
Thank you, Subhash. It's indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be here this morning to share the excellence in this very room on a pan-India basis. Our first awardee, Promila Chandra Mohan, founder SOREM, that is the Society for Rehabilitation of the Mentally Challenged in Chandigarh. Ms. Mohan is a former national level athlete, a mathematics teacher, an area director of the Northwest Zone Special Olympic Society. A totally left-brain disciplined person who allowed no room for error. Her metamorphosis commenced and she transformed into a right-brain, compassionate missionary whose purpose was to ease the burden of mentally challenged children. That was 30 years ago. Ms. Mohan's insight into the field exploded after she attended a course for the mentally challenged in Hyderabad. Her mission crystallized. She visualized an institute customized for every nuance of learning for children with special needs. Currently, SOREM is the only center for special children in India that works with an international non-profit organization, Global Autism Project. This NGO trains SOREM staff in the latest teaching techniques and best practices. The learning process at SOREM is a mix of one-on-one sessions, group activities, as well as outdoor experiences. The student-teacher ratio for the mentally challenged is 5:1, and that of autistic children 2:1. Physiotherapy as well as occupational and speech therapy are always on a one-on-one sessions. Further, parents are also involved in the total learning process. The journey for Ms. Mohan has not been a bed of roses. Her greatest challenge proved to be land acquisition. She wanted the institute to be built in the middle of prime residential area. Her belief that this would increase the social acceptance of children with special needs. She even refused a plot of land offered by the government outside the city. In 1989, she finally built an institute of international standards. It is now a haven that nurtures children with autism and other mental disabilities. Her dream now fulfilled. Today, more than 100 children stroll and joyously skip on a playground that radiates nature and allows them to engage their senses. The campus has an outdoor skating rink, a basketball court, and a basement for activities such as table tennis, carom, yoga, and dance classes. Ms. Mohan's labor of love has not only healed the children under her care, it has also led to a deconstruction of our inner self. The former disciplinarian can now scarcely speak of her students without getting emotional about them. Her life truly has been led by a divine hand. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in calling her on stage.
May I please request Mr. Jagdish Kapoor and Dr. Shakuntala Lulla to do the honors.
Much has been told, but the few things which have happened during the last 1 year, probably I didn't inform, I'll share those with you. There are many children, many children. If you will, the 1 out of every 150 is a child with autism. Now, the Global Autism Society from USA, you'll be surprised, 10 any number between 10, 5, 26, they visit every year, and I don't have to raise any more money for them. They pay for their own passage, they pay for their own hotel. All I look after is their conveyance when they are in India with me in Chandigarh. That is a big blessing because it was always very, very, very difficult to raise the money. And the latest we have done is there are a number of children who will never be able to take anything on their own or perform. We have started masala making. We have trained them how to weigh, grind, and one unit is working on that issue. Little only 10-20% we give them, the rest is plowed back in them. The next is, I do not know how, under the Constitution of Chandigarh, the finance department has allowed us to use our basement. Basement is a very well-lit area. The building was designed in USA, and they have allowed me to use the 1,000 square feet to run classes for those who are capable of learning the computers, English, and Hindi, and sports. Maybe we are not able to do Hindi either, only computers and English and sports. Sports is my first love for them because, and another good news is, whenever they go for the international meets, not a single child comes back without a medal. That is, it has been a record till 2016, and every 4 years we go. But the children with autism, this time I sent only for a local competition, means what is a national competition. The child whom I was expecting that she would win all the 3 golds in USA when she goes, she came back without even a single medal because she's a child with autism. And children with autism, you never know when they perform and when they do not perform. That is this. It was heartbreaking for her and for me and for the school and for the parents, but that's what they are. And we are trying to arrange that they should be able to do work in computers with somebody under guidance. This has started, but now there's another unit. They are busy making pickles. Maybe our children can cut the vegetables or something, some kind of work, because if they are not occupied, it is very, very difficult to look after them. And we have 130 children on roll and 20 children on one-on-one. One-on-one when the child, these are mostly children with autism, you never know what they will do. So first we experiment how and in what circumstances the child will do the performance. Then only we invite the parent that you have to use only this method and the child will go. When they are through for about few months settled, then we have 2 children with autism and 1 teacher. If they are settled the next 2 years and the following years, 5 students with a teacher and an assistant. And that is how we move on. It's very, 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 very expensive, but I think we are very happy. Now, children with autism, I do not know how many of you know, 1 in out of 150 is a child with autism. Then the only and the major problem with them is they live within themselves. They do not share. They don't take a turn. They don't let, and they are not able to express. Even if they are able to talk, some of them don't talk, but they are not able to express. Now you can imagine what is the situation of the parent and the family, brothers, sisters. They disown them. They don't want their friends to come. They want them to be put in some corner of the house. So this is the lack of education in our country, and the acceptance by parents is also not there. We are fighting on that. Hope we can be successful in future with more and more children coming, and we get the strength from all sides. And you will be surprised, my 4 teachers are with special children, 3 of them with autism, their children. We never know when they'll perform, when they will not perform. But look forward to everything that we can do. Thank you.